a little English for global viewer. If there's anyone out there still watching, this one's for you. We're looking at regular clan war. Recently I fell in love with log launcher. Basically the whole concept is to, whenever I have to use blip to siege the town hall, I try my best to step in the role of blimp. I said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. Blimp is the worst siege machine.
Trash!
If you can avoid it, replace it with far superior siege machine. There are circumstances that you have to do blimp if your sui falls short. My sui's work is to clear path for log launcher. Here's what I did. Let's do a zap lalo. So I zap here. I'll go like this. So these are the area that I clear with my sui. I do a little section here, little funnel, so they won't go around. They go do critical damage to the single inferno. And basically you can see from the bottom waist down, it's all been neutralized. This is where log launcher steps in to take control of the town hall. Besides delivering the troop into the town hall, it does damage on the way. That is what blimp will not and could not do. Furthermore, blimp is gonna get a huge nerf because of the warden rework of its eternal ability. Lalo can fight alongside with the log launcher if there are some long range defense still standing strong. That case it could tank, prevent from any damage to the log launcher. Blizzard Lalo, classic. Blimp. This is the area it's been taken care of. You either go here, here. Now I choose the latter. It has both high defense target as a bonus included enemy hero. Heroes doing heavier lifting, so my Lalo can have a easier push like this, going clockwise with our Lalo because of the sweeper, and that's pretty much it. King should go here, but instead he goes like that. So it's a bit unfortunate, but what goes up, what comes down. So Lalo switch places, taking care of the core, and King goes all the way around and rendezvous over here. Sui decide to go here because the enemy hero piles up over here. It is reasonable to take care of them with my own hero. My invincibility won't get tied up with those enemy heroes to do a early ability just to send my headhunter in. This is where I should use my warden ability, not from the beginning, because these are the high damage area. Follow up with 2 fireball super loon attack with my Town Hall 7 freshly upgraded Town Hall 17 side account. Okay, so it's a little bit trolled, taking out Can Castle with Super Goblin, but there's a bit of a hiccup. By the time I decide to send in Send these rascals, send all these goblins in. I find them wandering outside the storage. So I come up with a plan B. Instead of going for the town hall, forget about it. It's never gonna work. It's gonna just cost me too much of goblin and have not enough goblin to take down the rest of the town hall. Remember, I need to send in the first wave is for triggering the town hall, and I'm already misplaced my goblin. They wander up to the stars. I'm already fall short. I don't know even I have enough troop to finish up. Look at all these storage, all clucked up, all piled up, doing a circle, a rim defense. These are high hit point storage. Took forever for my Sui. Might as well just send in balloon. They'll just skip all these storage and straight for the town hall. It'll make a living hell for my Sui to cross the map. Further on, these storage thins out all the firing power. I quickly switch plan. Make my goblin into funnel and supporting group for my Sui. Right, moving on. My opening, flame flinger on one side, warden all the way across the map, aiming at this poison tower. There are some few incident along the way. For instance, I'm still gathering up data and experience alongside these attacks. These are valuable lessons to me as well. So I've been warned that the Spitter are notorious for Queen Charge and Warden Walk, and it is all true. It almost taken out all of my healer. I place invis upon invis to carry me through this Spitter till I land my fireball. It looks like a T shape. It looks like this, a T shape. So my warden will collapse from here. Royal champion cut in from here, but right before she steps in to doing, unlike a blitz attack, she's the second wave. She's not the spearhead. The spearhead are the super loom to blitz and weakening the defense, so my royal champion can have a longer period view. And of course, Sui, they do the heaviest lifting, both killing the CC and taking out the clan castle. So the ideal situation is to have all of them, all of three party collapse over here. This is what Firebolt Super Loom is all about. The last one was a utilized army composition, but look closely, I haven't switched back to my regular Firebolt Super Loom composition. So it was only till the middle of the game I realized it. To not having a wall breaker, it really frightens me the most. So it's good that I have a Earthquake boot to do a cheap ability out on the coast. Solo warden on the bottom. trick shot this area, aiming for the crossbow. Then I saw this huge value over here, taken care by my flame flinger. It comes to this, whether the water goes this way or that way. It most likely to go this way because of the funneling coming from the flame flinger. As expected, it goes through here, and it gets heavier and heavier. Should I send in my royal champion to pair it up with my warden and meet them up at the town hall area with my Sui? But that's unorthodox. Royal champion's duty is not the spearhead, and not even the second wave. It usually is the final cleanup, the final daggers. It only entered the game very, very late, but this is a rare occasion that I think I'll do a little bit better if I send in my royal champion before my Sui steps in. If I start my Sui charge at the top, I get a little bit distracted and multitask. I'm looking at both ways, looking up, and as time to time my warden still dies without me paying the full attention. So here's what I do, a little bit out of the box, is to simply help out my warden to push through, having my royal champion and the super loom collapse from here. Same time sending in my Sui. Yeah, and it turns out really well. Yeah, I did a little panic, but again, better safe than sorry. So I wouldn't have to cover it up. Then again, I was panicking. I find myself still new to this kind of strategy, I gotta say. And as I was planning, I think I only need to invest 2, but then I realized I might accidentally strike this one instead of this major defense. Then I wouldn't have the result of having chip away this crossbow. Who knows, my flame flinger might fall short because of this crossbow. Then it makes a slight difference, but it makes the whole difference. Okay, so move along. That was way too much invisible spell. Second one is where I should pay attention, but again, it was all over the place. Here's what I did. I missed a millisecond on my frozen spell on the second invis tower. What happened is the spearhead combined the royal champion and the warden is about to reach the town hall. It is reasonable to pre-froze the tower, prevent it to trigger, because I have enough girth, I have enough firepower to take out the town hall. Look at these hogs. Look at all these hogs. I got a healthy, somewhat healthy royal champion, healthy spirit fox, healthy everything, all the angels, all the healer, and all these hogs. They are more than capable of taking out this town hall. If not, I've had second thought of having them taking out the town hall, then call it off. Just let the tower pop, doesn't matter. Save your frozen spell. But in this case, I hesitated. Maybe I wasn't hesitating. I was all over the place. I wasn't paying attention. So continuously to keep this tower from triggering. Then comes the second broken, and it just kills all the healers and all the hogs, all in vain. They were all in position, but I screw it up. A proper donut lalo. Back to the prime. I should have my donut lalo kept where the sun don't shine. But why do I brought it up again? Why it resurfaced? It's because of the old Town Hall 15 meta base is out. Clan Castle at the center, alongside with a few heavy defense, with both sweeper pointing at the skirt, with a spear-headed Town Hall. Classic diamond, classic spearhead base. On top of that, lots of gap in between to mislead my Sui. Check. If this town hall is out of range, then it's a green light. It is out of range. So on top of this opening, I saw a great value over here. Just whole bunch of heavy defense clumped up at the top. So I definitely prioritize sending my flame flinger to them. But at the gate, I have to first neutralize this multi-gear with super loom. So super loom straight in. Then goes my flame flinger. You might wonder, what about this ground crossbow? And way before it reaches this crossbow, that my flame flinger has dealt with enough of a value. Probably could tank with my ice column. Have my flame flinger to do a little bit extra, but that wouldn't change too much. It has dealt more than enough. If I said I'm satisfied with the result, then I'm lying to myself. I was aiming for, primarily I was aiming for this one, or these 5 defense. The flame flinger just give up on all these major defense, but again, big enough of a value. With that's been told, then I'll send in my Sui. Now my Sui wouldn't do a simultaneous a group top charge, send in through here and not aiming for the town hall. If you recall what I said earlier in the previous fireball match, look at all these storage. Chain of defense, barricade the town hall. My Sui will have a living hell to penetrate. Instead of having Sui, the town hall, send my Lalo straight in for the kill. I split my Sui into 2 groups. Is because defense itself is a bit spread out. Look, there's only not much of a defense over here. I only invest 1 skelly spell to help out my queen, and that is enough to have her following up behind the king to do it bigger. Weakening this bottom section, I have my Lalo to pick up the rest of the base. I supposed to having her going in like this to take out the crossbow. Then again, if not, it's fine, it's just a crossbow. What I usually do in my standard approach, my standard zap approach, is to having my ice golem to help out the Sui section. But what I see is the possibility, the benefit coming from having my royal champion doing an extra more. But then again, that means my Sui group falls short. All these areas assigned to my Lalo. Then I analyze, if I only have one ice golem, Sui will do more than capable of doing a good job, and even better. They push even further across the map. Therefore, after the analysis, I swap my ice golem to the top. So in order to narrow down the length of the full scale Lalo push, focusing my Lalo, trim down the edges by sending in my royal champion right before the major Lalo push. Basically, she took care of what's left that has not been dealt with by the flame flinger. My Lalo go over here, concentrate their firepower and not spreading out throughout over here. There is still a thin stretch, a thin group of Lalo picked off by these archer tower. But that's a whole nother story. It was caused by my false execution. It has come to my mind that these group of defense might still left standing on the map because the flame flinger is out of its workload. So I'm having no intention to having my queen going over walls, throwing her over wall, because right across the wall are these bunch of vicious defense, enemy king, multi-cannon. Rather having her going across the wall, I'm having her goes helping out king. Because look closely, I don't mind my Lalo finish on top of these defense. They all couldn't fight back. These are all ground targeted defense. And this one most likely getting chipped off by the flame flinger. So I wouldn't worry that much. And again, what direction it couldn't affect me too much because my Lalo will coming from this direction. It'll just skip right through from its blind spot. Then again, my queen has already dealt with this 3 o'clock section, so there's no point having my Lalo going all the way around from the bottom, circling back. There's nothing down there. They wouldn't go. They'll just straight cut across and finish at this top of this leftover section. And again, it has already been weakening by the super loon and the flame flinger. So what's left of it, I wouldn't bother too much. Not gonna lie, to be honest, I didn't do a perfect approach on this invis tower. So frame by frame, what happened during the town hall siege? Yeah, that's standard approach. I do a proper froze to prevent this town hall to fight back. What's afterward? Whatever you do not froze up this tower. It's supposed to be trigger. Second of which, only haste after the tower cooled down. Otherwise, the balloon flee, scatters all over the place. We want them slowly spread out, but only close by the town hall area, in order to quickly recircle the town hall once the Invis tower cools down. All that I mentioned, none of it I managed. Right about now, I should invincibility, activate my ability. And there it is. I placed my haste before the cooldown, so the balloons were all over the place. One group even traveled all the way off the grid. Hopeless. Yeah, that was really sketchy, to be honest, but I got lucky. Do a short double back alongside with the haste. This is the part where you haste after the cooldown. Soon enough, I'll be joining June Clan War League, and we'll see what happens. We're definitely gonna run into some fierce opponent because, yeah, we're pushing towards Champion League 1, so no doubt. What's gonna turns out, nobody's gonna know. Stay tuned. And that's about it for this episode. Thanks for watching.